So here's the next installment in my video series. I'm going to talk about some good things and some bad things, and just how unattentive I was to my garden, and then how it's caused my garden to suffer. So if you want a more productive garden, then you definitely want to spend more time in your garden than what I have done over the last 2 weeks, because as you see it now is almost how it was, actually is how it was 2 weeks ago. I don't think I changed anything since my last update. I don't think I've even come out here and done anything since my last update. So let's go ahead and go through here, and got awfully bright out here real quick. You can see how this plant got stunted. So it stayed there. It hasn't grown at all. It's not a watering issue. I haven't had to water. That is one thing that I did do is that I came out here and I felt the soil. So it's moist. There's moisture in the soil, so it hasn't needed to be watered. It's just stunted. It's not growing. It's got, you know, it's putting out flowers, but no matter how you pick them off, it's just not growing any bigger. So here's one of my Anaheims, and as you can see, it's growing nicely. It's got a couple little fruits on it throughout. This is my other Anaheim. It took a beating. We had some weather and it took a beating, and so it's had its setback. So I only have one good plant out of this whole row of stuff over here. This is my Big Bell Bertha, and as you can see, it's stunted. This is my Gypsy, and as you can see, it did put out a pepper. Okay, but it's pretty shadowed. It's pretty shaded from my tomato plant. So I forget what tomato plant this is, but it's, man, this thing has just taken over. It's gone ballistic. It's got some tomatoes there. I got tomatoes actually everywhere. You can see them all throughout there. I mean, fruits, there's fruits everywhere. There's probably about 20 on there if I were to search. So out of this whole bed, I've basically got 2 plants that are growing well, and it just goes to show you just how much attention I haven't given my garden. This is Boxcar Willie, which is practically toast. Hasn't grown. Looks like it's dying off. It puts out flowers, and then they just drop, and no matter what I do to the leaves, or I'm sorry, not no matter what I do, because I haven't done anything. It's not putting out fruits, so that has suffered. I think this is my Dragon Cayenne, and my Dragon Cayenne actually is growing. It's probably one of my better growing plants out of everything as far as my peppers go. It's one of my better growing plants, if not my best. So as you can see, I've got my cayenne peppers literally everywhere. This is my hob. My habanero is actually, now that I scroll over with my phone, my habanero is actually my best growing plant. And one of the reasons is I've got a hob in here. It's a 4-lober, and 4-lobe is usually a sign of quality. So I'm gonna keep seeds. Once that fully ripens and it's ready to be picked off, I'm gonna keep seeds from this pod, and I may very well give this plant away in my seed giveaway if I can get my subscribers up. I'll give seeds to this away. I forget which variety this is. Actually, take that back. It is a standard orange habanero, but it's a 4-lober, so that is nice. And then I'll probably give some seeds to my Dragon Cayenne, and then of course some of the varieties of tomatoes to come over to. See, what is this? This is my San Marzano, and this guy has gone absolutely crazy. It is everywhere, and I could sit here all day and show you fruits. It's putting out so many fruits. I'm gonna have to come out here and trim back because it's grown over the bed. So my tomato plants, all except for one, is not doing well. This is my what is it? This is my Thai hot, and it is growing very, very small. It was actually shaded. I came out here last night to do a spray of neem oil, to do a neem oil soap preventative spray, and so that's actually the only thing I've done in 2 weeks. And I had a honking branch of this San Marzano plant just humped over this thing, so this literally probably hasn't gotten any light, but it's still put out little fruits. And I've got, no, it's not doing too bad. It's just not growing in size. This is, I forget what plant this one is over here, but it's, I don't know, it's doing okay. It's early summer, so maybe it'll pick up. I apologize for the color changing on my screen, but we have cloud covered, and as the cloud goes away, the sun comes out, and I have to adjust my camera, and this cloud comes, covers up the sun, then I got to adjust my camera, and I keep going. All my container plants, pretty much, except for this one, which this is my Ficus Jigsaw. All my container plants stunted. This Ficus Jigsaw, though, is fighting through the madness. And so as you can see, they just really haven't grown that much. I'm not saying that they're stunted, but then I get over to my bean plant and look at this thing in 2 weeks. Now, I have a question for you gardeners out there. I have tried to look this up and I can't seem to find them. I'm going to see if I can find it on my plant, and then I'm going to show you. Okay, there's a bug that is on this plant, and what it's doing is it's eating holes everywhere. So you can see the holes there, and then you can see if I come around. Oh yeah, there's a couple of them I can get to show you. You see how it ate? It literally turned the leaf into a skeleton. So these little bugs, which you can see one right here, here's another one right here. These little bugs are eating the leaves off the plant. So if you could tell me what those are, I've tried to do a search and I'm having a hard time. And I have a gut feeling it is like, you know, like right in front of my face when I'm scrolling through it, and I just seem to miss it. But anyway, so I've got that bug that is eating holes. And so anyway, yeah, you can see here's another one. There's a cluster of them actually right there. There's 3 of them. They're just like chilling. I don't know what they are, but they fly. So they're a beetle of some kind. All right, so this is another one of my tomatoes. I forget which one this is, but as you can see, there's fruits. There's actually fruits everywhere, absolutely everywhere. I was trying to get it to go up the pole, but the weight of the branches and the fruits just kept pulling it down, so it's just turned more into like this bush style. And I did try doing that. I tried doing that last night, and I couldn't do it. And in fact, as you can see, I even broke a branch. But it will not. It will not stake up. It's too heavy. So I've just my lesson that I've learned from this, and a lot of, you know, I'm a newer gardener, so you know, this is one of the things that I kind of wanted to test out myself. A lot of people say it, and it's not like I've got to see it to believe it or anything like that. It's just like, you know, I'm gonna give it a try, because what if it didn't work for you, but I can get it to work, and maybe there's something that happens, and you know, something that you guys can see, and you guys are like, oh, you can do it this way. Well, it failed for me. I was trying to grow this up and not trim suckers, and what happened is the suckers came out so much, it added so much weight that it just brought the plant down. So if you're gonna want your plants to grow up and not be this heaping pile of bush or whatever you want to call this thing, if you want it to grow it up a cage or stakes, then you definitely have to trim off your suckers. And I was trying and it slid down, and then I didn't attend to this for 2 weeks. I put this up last night, and then it slid down. So it's not working. This guy back here, see, I mean, you can see fruits everywhere in there. This guy back here, stunted, is very green, not growing in size. This guy right here, not growing. This guy right here actually is doing okay. So it's I'm gonna end up having to not stake this, but secure that a little bit. This one's doing okay. I forget the names of the plants. I didn't bring my chart out this time. So, but it's doing okay. There's not really necessarily fruits on here. Here's my Rapunzel. That is absolutely massive, and I haven't looked too hard, but I don't see any fruits on it. So let's see if I can scroll through here and maybe find it while I'm standing out here. So almost there's got to be. It's probably, oh yeah. So you can see one in there. Okay. So anyway, so there is some fruit. I'm not going to search too hard, you know, for the sake of time on the video. I have to adjust my camera again because the sun came out from the clouds. So as you can see, my cucumbers are still completely taken over. It knocked over my ahi panca, which I do not know if it's fruited. Yes, there is some fruit on my ahi panca. So it's back right where my finger is, if you can kind of see it. Maybe not, but there is some fruit on it, so I'm gonna have to stake that. But I've got cucumbers everywhere. Now cucumbers have been produced so much. I've had so much cucumbers from all these plants. I have given a ton away to this little girl that my wife watches. She loves cucumbers. I gave a ton away. I pickled a ton, gave a ton away. I've even got more to pickle in the house. I've probably got about 20 or 30 or something cucumbers on my counter that I'm gonna end up pickling, giving them away. I've eaten fresh, raw. I've eaten probably close to 30. There's not really an exaggeration. And as you come out, you can see there's like, I mean, you're supposed to pick these when they're like 4 or 5 inches, but I can't pick them fast enough. They just, every time I turn around, they're in here and they're huge. So typically, like that size right there, that size is what you would want. Well, I can't come through here fast enough. And I've got these behemoth You see, here's another good one. You pick off at about this size, and that's really when you pickle for a lot of varieties anyway. But there's like, let's see if I can find one. Look at how mammoth this thing is. And they're actually, they're everywhere. I've got one down in there. If you can see that. They're just, it's crazy. So I have been, when I have come out, I haven't tended to my garden in the sense that coming out and staking or preventative maintenance or anything like that. I haven't done anything in 2 weeks. Last night was the first night that I did any preventative maintenance where I staked that plant, or tried to, and I sprayed neem oil because I was trying to get rid of those gold bugs that you just saw, which it didn't do anything. They're still there. They're still eating the plants. So neem oil and dish soap is ineffective for those guys. But I have come out probably every other day and picked cucumbers, and I've picked, no, not an exaggeration, about 100 cucumbers. In the last 2 weeks, I have picked probably 60 cucumbers, 70 cucumbers. It's been ridiculous. I come out and I pick probably a dozen at a time, and I do that every 3 days, something like that. So anyway, that is this update for it. I have this bin over here. I had some more. I still had some wood. I built some steps for my barn over there, or not my barn, my shed. I built steps leading up, and I bought 2x10 wood, and I actually needed 2x12. So, and I didn't realize it until I had already cut into the wood, so I couldn't return the wood. So I went ahead and just made a little extra whatever you want to call this, where I dumped all my extra sun. Oh, I'm drawing a blank. Mulch. Thank you. There we go. So my extra mulch. So that is my extra mulch bin. I got to stir it so it composts down. But so anyway, that is what is new with my garden. Thank you for watching. If any of you know what that bug is, please leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in a few weeks. I might make my next update in 4 weeks. It depends how we see my garden go. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't attend to your garden. You have to tend to your garden, and I just haven't done that. So I've got half my pepper plants are just stunted. They haven't grown well because I haven't tended to them well. But so anyway, thank you for watching. And again, if you know what that bug is, please leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in a few weeks.